All wild animals are dangerous. Even the smallest and most harmless-looking animal can have a very painful bite. But the giants of the animal world are real titans. Due to their mass and size, they have particularly no enemies, and when they become furious, it is better to run away from them as quickly as possible. Hello there, and today we will see what the giants of the wild world. Elephants are the largest and heaviest land animals. Their size is impressive. Their height often reaches 11.5 feet, and their mass is up to 7.5 tons. Elephants are quite good-natured creatures, but if this animal is angry, it will begin to destroy everything around it. This video was shot in Denmark. After swimming in the sea, these circus elephants became excited. Perhaps they were influenced by the crowd of people who were about to watch them. At some point, one of the elephants notices a car and attacks it. It was a good thing that at this moment, there was nobody inside the car. An angry elephant is also captured on these frames. First, it takes its rage out on a motorcycle and then approaches the car. With its tusks, the elephant turns the car over like a toy. What was the reason for such behavior remains unknown. And here the elephant unexpectedly steps out of the thickets onto the road and found itself next to a blue car. The animal did not like the car, and the elephant attacks it and turns it over on its roof. This elephant is furious. It is very scary and no one can stop it. Then the angry elephant attacks a buffalo. The poor animal could not escape from the terrible giant and paid for it with his life. And this elephant attacked a car with tourists during a safari. The elephant caught up with the car and hit it hard several times. These people are very lucky. If the car had turned over, then the consequences could be much more serious. And here, two giants meet up, an elephant and a rhino. The rhino is inferior to the elephant in mass, but it has a weapon, a large horn. The elephant begins to attack first. He pushes the rhino and hits it hard with his head. The rhino also responds and tries to strike with a sharp horn. From this short battle, the elephant emerges victorious and drives away his enemy. And in this video, the elephant decided not to get involved in the fight, but simply showed its superiority. He picked up a large branch from the ground and put it on his forehead. This somehow showed the rhino who was superior, and he retreated. Why do you think he did this? Write about it in the comments. Now let's talk about the hippo. This is the second largest animal after the elephant. The mass of hippos often exceeds 4 tons. Hippos are considered one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. They have a nasty character, and these animals can attack without any reason. Moving along the road in his car, this driver noticed a hippopotamus that was right on the roadway, and a few seconds later, the hippo attacks the car.
Shit!
And here, a hippo attacked a car with tourists. The driver pressed the accelerator, but the hippo still managed to hit the car. This lioness made a big mistake walking up to the sleeping hippo. As soon as the giant woke up, he rushed the predator and grabbed the lioness by the head with its huge mouth. And in this video, two huge enemies meet, a rhino and a hippopotamus. These animals are almost identical in size and strength. The rhino entered the territory of the hippos and even tried to attack, but the hippos were not taken aback and were able to drive out the stranger. And here you can already observe the clash of these two animals, but there is one caveat. This rhino has its horn sawn off, and without its main weapon, the rhino loses to the hippopotamus in this battle. In general, a rhino is the third largest land animal after the elephant and a hippopotamus. This giant weighs almost as much as the hippopotamus, but the character of the rhino is also very unpredictable. In addition, they have very poor eyesight, and they can attack anyone they see as dangerous. Here the rhino became interested in a car that stopped nearby. Most likely, there were tourists in the car who wanted to take pictures of this animal. Suddenly, the rhino runs up and hits the car with its horn. In this video, the driver was driving his car when he came across a large rhino. He stopped and began to shoot this rhino, but the rhino began to show aggression and the driver decided to leave. But he did not succeed. As soon as the car drove, the rhino hit it from the side with his horn, making a large dent. And here you can see the dining rhino and several wild boars that walked nearby, and one of them came too close to the rhinoceros, and he instantly became furious and threw the boar high up in the air. In this video, the rhino cannot get out of the pond. He is too heavy, and it is now playing against him. Young lions notice this and decide that he might be easy prey. They walked along the shore for a long time and even tried to grab the rhinoceros. But here the giant gets out on land and shows who the real master is. And here the rhino and buffalo came together to battle. The buffalo initially lost to the rhino in weight, but judging by these frames, he was very present and not going to run away. But the rhino begins to attack actively, and it immediately becomes clear that the buffalo has no chance. Now let's take a look at the bulls. Speaking of bulls, we have in mind not only domestic ones, but also buffaloes and bisons. These are very powerful animals that can easily become furious. Let's take a look at the force that this bison hits the trunk of an old tree with. This is very amazing. In here, this same bison decides not to run past a car, but hit it head on. In this video, this buffalo attacked a car where vets were. They were shooting tranquilizing darts at this sick animal, and because of this, he became furious. And here, these lions caught a buffalo and overwhelmed it. With a little more time, they will begin to eat. But its relatives showed up and came to the aid of this buffalo. One buffalo attacks a lion and raises it on its horns. In vain, the driver of this car stopped near two buffaloes. The one did not like it at all and hit the car with its horns and left a massive dent. And in this video, it was shot in Spain. During the celebration of the national custom Encierro, an angry bull attacked a car. With force, he began to beat the car with its horns, pierced the wheel, and broke through the tank of washer fluid and caused many injuries. It is a good thing that this bull did not catch up with a person, otherwise it could have ended very badly. This bear is the largest land predator. A brown bear reaches a mass of 1,000 pounds, and he can run very quickly. Here, a bear attacks a bison with a small cub. Having reached a top speed of 34 miles per hour, he catches up with the victim, and when the bear grabs the calf, the adult bison can no longer help him. The polar bear is the largest and strongest of all bears, and it invades the territory where walruses sleep. Walruses are much larger and heavier than the bear, and they have a rather formidable weapon: tusks. But the appearance of a predator sowed a real panic among these animals. The bear takes turns attacking one walrus at a time, and the rest rush to hide in the water. And in this video, the bear drove a man up a tree and climbed after him, but the man was lucky. Soon the bear abandoned this venture and climbed down. The tiger is the largest predator cat on Earth. Here, the tiger noticed some movement in the bushes. Sneaking closer, he pounces. It turns out that there was a bull hiding there, which is much larger and heavier than the cat. But this did not stop the tiger from quickly overwhelming it. And here, a tiger attacked a domestic cow. This animal did not quite reach the gate, and the locals can no longer help this poor cow. And that's all for today. Write in the comments what you think about these animals, and do not forget to put like if you like these videos. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.